the cry, give me television and hamburgers, but don't bother me with the responsibilities of liberty.
Johnny, what the hell is going on in English politics? What's going on over there, Johnny? I'll tell you what's going on over there. It's displaying a failure of the Westminster bloody system. King and all. But Johnny, she's only been there a couple of bloody months, for Christ's sake.
I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
UK Prime Minister Liz Truss just resigned. She is now officially Great Britain's shortest-serving Prime Minister. What is this about?
Announcing her resignation less than 7 weeks after taking that position.
Yeah, and it's the same where everyone supposedly votes. The people that are voted in don't actually represent the people that are supposed to be they're supposed to be representing.
But the great thing about the UK system is it doesn't fucking matter what the people think. They vote for the parties, and the big boys get to choose who runs things because they're smarter and they know how to get things done, and they're just going to try the thing that they tried before the most recent thing. Yeah, so.
But Johnny, you've got to have voting. These people are voted in. They're the people that the people want. Have you ever been asked by your local politician what you think about things? They vote no. And this is what happens when it just continues to just go bloody roll along like this for fucking centuries.
Slow news day here in the UK, just the illusion falling apart before our very eyes. And today, when you sort of see the resignation of Liz Truss, I think 6 weeks after she became Prime Minister, we're forced to confront that potentially we live at a time when politicians have become disposable.
I came into office at a time of great economic and international instability. Families and businesses were worried about how to pay their bills.
This first bit is an excuse, isn't it? This ain't my fault. It was broke when I got here. Oh, it's broke this economy. It's broke when I got here. We're coming in a time of instability. She's about to start bringing Putin up. Families and businesses were fucked.
Those things, exactly your point, those things are still going on.
And it shows how piss weak these politicians are, that they're so swayed by public opinion that they can't make any bloody decision and stick to it because people will criticise them and we don't want that. Johnny, are you saying that? I mean, what the hell are you put into government in the first place for, Johnny, for Christ's sake?
The revolving door of chaos. That's how the Labour Opposition Party is describing 10 Downing Street after Liz Truss walked through it, this time on the way out to announce her resignation.
And if you just keep changing the leaders because he's unpopular, well, it's fucking ridiculous. I just don't think people care enough anymore, Johnny. They got other things to do, like Netflix and holidays and that sort of stuff. You know, Johnny, I reckon that political parties out there in Australia and the UK and in America and everything, I reckon if you secretly asked those bloody political parties, do they really want people voting, they'd say no. Voting's just a pain in the arse thing that we've got to bloody put up with because it's in the bloody constitution or whatever. Well, it is a pretty tiresome bloody thing you've got to do every few years.
That even the pretense of order cannot be sustained. Real change won't be. But now we've got this guy. Look, he's got nice hair. Or something, won't it? He's got nice hair. He's a different colour than normal. Or something. Or even more mad, we've got the last guy back again.
Yeah, voting means that they've got to do things they don't really like. Look at Brexit. Are you serious? Yeah, we'll have a referendum that we know we're going to win, so it looks like we're having a referendum, but we're not really having a referendum because we know what the result's going to be, and the result wasn't the one they wanted. And you know, Johnny, who's in the running to be the next Prime Minister of England, don't you? Jesus, do they all have to move in and out of this 10 Downing Street or what? There's a lot of bloody coming and going. Boris. Boris, I reckon he's a good chance to be Prime Minister again 6 weeks after he fucking resigned.
What are they going to do now? I mean, I barely understand their political system at all. I barely understand why a political party whose members got rid of Boris Johnson just months ago would now be seemingly trying to get Boris Johnson back in the job they just kicked him out of.
That doesn't appear to be the case, yeah.
I don't
Johnny, are you saying our elected bloody parliamentarians don't represent the people?
I said, take it easy, baby, I worked all day and my feet feel just like lead.
Liz Truss, and they're worried what they might do next. And this leads us to the blonde elephant in the room. The man who walked out that door after his premiership only just over 6 weeks ago, Boris Johnson. Currently on holiday, it seems seriously chewing over the idea of having another pop at going back in that door.
Boris is in the bloody Bahamas or some fucking place having a holiday, but I reckon he'll be back on the bloody fastest train he can catch, all the way back to Downing Street, like that. Bloody disappointing for the Queen if she was still here, and for Philip too.
Sausage-fingered son, whose feelings I don't care about at all. Are you telling me that Queen Elizabeth died for this? Yes. So that her country could be dragged through the mud like this? Yes.
Right, yeah, by Jesus. Well, have you got any better ideas, smart ass? What can I do about it, Johnny? What can I do about it? Well, I can go out on a limb here. The biggest limb I think I've ever been out on in this bloody channel. And I'm going to suggest that Charles take over. Jesus Christ! What would he know about ruling the people, for Christ's sake? Yeah, Charles take over. I mean, is he the fucking king or not? His country's in trouble. It's fucking floundering around. They can't get a leader. He should... Oh, Johnny, you're talking bullshit again. Grab the bloody country by the throat, like his ancestors used to do. Just fucking take over and say, I'm taking over for bloody 3 years until you sort yourself out. I mean, I think the people would be pretty bloody, yeah. I think they'd go along with it.
My lords and members of the House of Commons.
Now you mention it, he may as well take over. He wouldn't be doing anything fucking worse than what's going on out.
His ministers will continue to support the police, to make the streets safer, and fund the National Health Service to reduce the COVID backlogs.
I mean, it'd be controversial and all that, but it'd only be controversial and all that because it's a controversial thing. Right, yeah, by Jesus. I mean, he can't do any bloody worse, can he? But that doesn't mean he shouldn't bloody do it. I mean, he could go down in history. History like bloody Henry VIII and bloody all those other kings that did all sorts of bullshit stuff. He could go down in history with them. But only if he was man enough, Johnny. I don't know whether Charles has got the guts to do such a thing. But Johnny, are people interested enough in their future to worry about this sort of stuff? I mean, there might be a bit of civil unrest, but by Jesus, having Charles take over and sit up there in the bloody Parliament and fucking doing all these decrees and everything, I reckon it'd be bloody great.
Ministers will support the Bank of England to return inflation to its target.
You got my shirt tail flying all over the place and the sweat popping out of my head. She said, hey, boss, I'm over, baby, keep on working, for there's ain't no time to quit.